Hey, what's up everybody? This is Royce from Pedal Metal. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be installing a Eurosport tuning front strut bar slash brace for my 2010 Volvo S80 V8. And originally I didn't think they had any bars available to fit these cars. So I did some research online and I was just about ready to have something made up. Work with a welder who's a guy who does some amazing work, and I was just about ready to get something figured out myself and just build one. But for the money, this one I just unboxed it, just came in the mail, is really nice. It doesn't weigh a whole lot. It appears to be all solid aluminum, and Eurosport tuning is out of Canada, but the bar itself, from what I could gather looking at the box, it's made in China. But I tell you what, this thing is really well made. I love the details to this and the way it's, I guess it's all CNC'd. It's all milled out, and to fit the strut towers, it's really thought out nice. I like the curvature of it. It's very it's good looking. Some of the bars I saw, there was one I did find that I could have bought for a little bit less. I think it was like $50 less, directly from China, but it was weird. It was like chrome, and I don't know, it wasn't really my style. It didn't look very good. This is originally meant for, I believe, a V60, excuse me, but it also does fit the S80 of all engine types. So if you have an S80 of the other two engine versions, this will fit. So anyway, we'll get started here. I thought this looked pretty nice. It came in the mail pretty fast from Canada, and I think they're the only ones that sell that bar. I'm not sure if you can buy it direct from China or not, but to get started, you have to remove, or you don't have to, but I loosen up this scuttle panel, or whatever you want to call this. There's 5 clips that surround, if I can find one here. There's 5 clips that surround, there's 2 on each side, and it's kind of unusual. Well, not really unusual, but you have to, when they're compressed together, it almost looks like one whole unit, and it's easy to break these type of clips. So you want to be very careful popping them apart. You could use this kind of tool here, where it gets underneath, and then it lifts up and separates the 2 halves. Or you could always just get in with a small straight blade screwdriver underneath the here, and then something like this, it's getting a little worn, this bone tool, and get underneath and pop them out. Anyway, there was 2 on each side of those clips, and then there's one there and one there, and that kind of, which I don't think I needed to remove those 2 in the middle. And then these screens just pop out, which I'll have to do some trimming then. So it looks like should be pretty easy 5-minute installation. I'm hoping 5-10 minutes. So I'll go ahead here and set the camera up and just go ahead and do this. And it should be pretty easy. Now I had to get under here with a wrench, open end box wrench, to reach that one. This one I should be all right, but shouldn't be bad. And then what I have to do, I saw a couple pictures online, you have to just custom cut the screen the best you can, or you can leave it off if you're lazy. But I'm going to be going to a show in 2 weeks, so I'm going to probably, not sure if I'll do that on camera today or not, but I'm going to try to get that cut nice and neat. So I'll get started here. Well, that wasn't too bad. I think I had it backwards the first time. I was like, it didn't seem, I'm like, I had to look up online the picture, but obviously it follows this curve, and I thought that, but I don't know, it didn't seem to be fitting right. So I took the bar off, and then anyway, you just go very gently around, because it almost seems like it didn't want to fit, but it'll fit. It'll go on there, and this is the correct orientation. These will be on the inner, towards the middle of the car. I tell you what, the build quality on this thing is really nice. I think it's nicely made. I know a lot of people rip on stuff made in China, but there's no one, I don't think there's too many places in North America that could make it for under $200 like this one. It's seems to be really well made. I did put some anti-seize on the threads because the bolts already were kind of rusty, and so now we should be able to I'm not sure what's sticking there, but you probably saw in video I dropped one of the nuts down, or bolts down in there. Thankfully I was able to retrieve it. I'm not sure why this is there. All right, so I just got to figure out how I'm going to trim these out, and I'll probably do that off camera. The best thing would be to put something on here and just kind of look at it and get an idea where you want to cut through. I don't want to bore anyone with that, but I'll show it as a finished product here then, and hopefully everything goes back together all right. Wasn't too bad. I used a pair of plastic like zip tie snips to snip the honeycomb shapes out, and it turned out okay. And then I just reversed it. I just flipped the one screen over to the other side so I can get it to use that as a pattern, and I topped it off with a little Volvo sticker in the middle of the bar there, kind of make it look a little more factory. This side here, for whatever reason, one of the clips broke right here when I was popping it. I guess just from age it got a little brittle, but I think it looks all right. Not too bad. Every vehicle I've ever owned, I've always had strut braces on the front and on the rear. They don't have anything for the rears as far as I know. I probably could make something up for the rear on this vehicle, but I think with the amount of weight that's in the front of these cars, it's a pretty good idea to have some kind of brace for the strut towers in the front, and there appears to be nothing on these cars. So I think the XC90s came with one. It kind of went like underneath the plastic, like in the front there, but I'm not 100% positive on that. I'm not real familiar with the SUVs, but I thought I saw a picture on Google of that. All right, you can see here how much material I had to remove. It was basically, I think it's exactly a ½ inch in height that I had to remove. So it was sticking up way too high. So if you go down about a ½ inch, it should be enough then, and then re-drill all your holes. And like I said, the back ones you wouldn't need to tap, but they were threaded here. You can see they're M6, I believe, by 125. And but you probably would be fine just drilling the holes out, because it's the bolt goes the whole way through. There's a nut on the end, but as an extra security, I guess they're threaded. But I just reshot it SEM satin trim black, and it should be fine. It matches the rest of the powder coat finish fine. So I'll stick it on, and I'll put on the modified grills, and we'll see how it looks. Be right back. Alright, there we go. This is the finished product. I think it doesn't look too bad. One of my clips is broke here on the screen, so it kind of sticks up a little bit there. I'm not sure if that was my fault or if it was like that before. I'm thinking it was probably my fault, but not a big deal. Like I said earlier, I'd used plastic snips Kind of like the kind you use when you want to snip off a zip tie end, nice and clean. I used that to cut out the two sections of the screen. I think it came out pretty decent. You just want to take your time with that. But I think overall, like, you can't even hardly tell it's in the car, so it doesn't really stand out. Even if I take that Volvo logo sticker off, I'm sure it would blend in even more so. And this is the driver's side, and this is kind of sticking up a little bit, but I'm not sure if that's me or probably just me the way I have it stuck in there. I might have to massage that a little bit more to get it in there, but it looks fine to the layman. Like, when you open the hood, it looks fine. You can't really tell. And I actually even thought about going with black oxide bolts and get rid of the stainless bolts, but I'll probably just leave them. Who knows? Either way, I think it turned out pretty nice. I just wish on the web page it would have said not for S80 V8s. I'm not sure what the difference is from the other engine options. Because the whole thing looks to me like it looks the same as the other engines. It's just you have a V8 instead of the 6-cylinder. I will have to put back on. I took a clip off right here that was hitting there on the bar rib joint. I think now I'd probably be fine to put that clip back on. I thought that's all it was hitting originally, though. I got really looking at it. I'm just so thankful I didn't slam the hood down. So if you do one of these, do not slam your hood. I think I would really make sure you got it modified that it sits down correctly. But I think if you take off a 1/2 inch of material, you'll be fine. And like I said, there's still a little bit of a gap there at the panel, so it's not going to be rubbing or anything like that. And so, all right, so thanks for checking out the bar. I don't know what you want to say, because I'm not sure what the brand of it really is, but I bought it through Eurosport Tuning out of Canada, and it is all solid aluminum, and pretty sure the box said made in China, but it is very, very well made. Unfortunately, I had to modify the upright, which kind of sucks, but you have this sometimes, and it really wasn't worth trying to mail back from my house to Canada. So there you go. Thanks for checking it out. And if you like the S80 videos, be sure to check out, I have a whole playlist of them down below. And be sure to subscribe if you're not a subscriber already. Most of my videos are diecast related or automotive related. And be sure to hit that bell for notifications. And I will see you guys later. All right. Have a good night. Bye now.